think I know you well enough to know how you're going to answer this question, Allison, but I'm not sure. It's Y101, Adam and Allison.
I hope so, because I have been vocal about this.
Have you really?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, see, I don't recall.
Okay.
So, if you were going to date somebody new, would you prefer that they were recently dumped, or they were dumped in their last relationship, or they did the dumping? Would you rather date the dumper or the dumpee? 601-995-1017. Interestingly enough, there is a stark difference between how men answer this question and how women answer the question. But how do you answer it, Allison?
So I think I know what the deciding factor is, and I think I'm going to be an outlier for the women.
Okay.
Because after I had my heart ripped out and stomped on and then tried to date, I realized I also need someone who has experienced that. I would rather you have been the dumpy and you were just so heartbroken than you be the person who just dumped someone.
I agree with you for pretty much the exact same reason. And now I'm questioning all my life choices. You do go against the women on this. You do go against the women on this because the average woman says she would rather date a guy who initiated his last end of a relationship.
And I understand the female perspective on that. I have a feeling it's because you're worried, are they still going to be pursuing their ex? Are they going to be interested in their ex? If they got their heart ripped out by their ex, if they're not the one who initiated the dumping, is that guy still going to be into her? That's not my concern. She was done with him. We're good.
So, now wait a second. Do you not take it into account at all that studies have shown that men get hung up on women for way longer than women get hung up on men?
Well, I mean, if I were to take in all the studies about men into account, I would never date again. So, you have to figure out what you can live with and what you can't. And I think that's why I do feel so passionately about, you can't rush into relationships. It takes a long time 6 months before you should be exclusive, and ghosting is okay because men are going to men. And sometimes that calls for not making it the full 6 months.
601-995-1017. You have a choice between two people to date. They're exactly the same money, same look, same everything, except one of them got dumped. One of them dumped their ex. 601-995-1017. Who are you picking? And like I said, I agree with you, Allison. I kind of think of it as if I owned a company, would I rather hire an employee who left his last job and is feeling all good about everything? Or would I rather hire somebody who has absolutely no confidence because they were fired? Assuming they weren't fired for gross malpractice or anything like that. I'd rather hire the person who was just fired. 601-995-1017. I want somebody who doesn't exactly know their worth. I think a dumpee, somebody who just got their heart ripped out, is exactly that.
It's so concerning you just made that analogy.
Why?
I'm the boss who's hiring you, and I want you to feel like you're worth nothing.
We're talking about the differences between men and women, specifically who they would like to date, given the option in somebody who just had their heart broken and were dumped by a significant other versus somebody who did the dumping. 601-995-1017. Generally speaking, men prefer the dumpee, women prefer the dumper, but not Allison.
No, I prefer the dumpee just because, I know what it feels like to have your heart ripped out, and I think it changes the way that you approach relationships. You're not as confident, and I like someone who can meet me at that level. They're not going to come in being like, I've dumped every single person that I've been with. It's well, good for you, because I've never gotten the pleasure.
Brittney texted us and said, I want the guy who got dumped. He would probably try really hard to keep me so he doesn't get dumped again. Bonus points if the guy is a little chubby, too. They're humble and try harder at ping pong.
No, what?
I texted Brittney back and I said, well, how do you feel about a chubby guy who's about 5'7.5" who hasn't been dumped recently, but plenty of rejection and definitely tries hard, asking for a friend? I signed it. And she said, I love short kings.
No.
So,
did we just matchmake?
Could be a love connection. Well, I think it sounds like I did the matchmaking. I sent the text. So the friend I'm asking for
is the 5'7.5" person in the room.
Yeah, no, who's saying that?
Not me.
Adam and Allison in the morning.